Dude, did you look up to the heavens and were you like, dear God, please send me a stable of amazing athletes. I will do the rest. And then 1 year later, you have an amazing stable of athletes.
Man, that's a big question right there. Dang, I didn't even like get my mind right for this one. Short. No, I didn't. No, I didn't
Damn.
do that.
Did you
I
hear the story
usually,
about the redheaded guy who did that? Like, I just saw, like, I didn't hear it come out of his mouth, but I heard Rogan giving a synopsis. You know what song I'm talking about? The country song that's taken the country by storm.
yeah, the redhead with the beard, right?
Yeah, 30 days before that song became popular, I guess he's a drug addict and he looked to the heavens and said, dear God, fucking hook it up, bro. I need your help. And he's off of drugs. And he said, if you hook it up, God, I'll spread your word for the rest of my life or some shit. He made a deal with, I guess you're supposed to make a deal with the devil. He made a deal with God.
Really?
That's what I mean. I saw just a quick clip on Instagram. You know the app, the big phone app thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw
yeah.
it on there.
Admittedly, I've only seen about like 30-second clips of that song. I haven't quite listened to the whole thing, but I
It's
imagine it's probably
catchy. Do
pretty good.
you like
Yeah.
it? Yeah, it's catchy.
Yeah,
He,
I thought it was good, the parts that I heard.
he makes like a thing like he takes like he even mentions Epstein's Island on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I didn't know it went like that, but wow. All right, that's cool.
Hey, I got a question for you. It's the kind of thing that really should be said privately, but I'm going to say it publicly.
Okay, go.
I watched a video that Street Horner made the other day, and then I watched this other video that Dallin made. I don't know if they made them or who's coaching them, but
Hmm.
they were weird videos. It's like Street Horner's like it's a whole video about how he should be more vulnerable, but he's not being more vulnerable. It's like, hey, dude, shouldn't you have been more vulnerable instead of saying you're going to be more vulnerable? Or Dallin's talking about his brand or something. And I started thinking,
Hmm.
oh shit, someone's coaching these guys to do like to sell themselves. I started tripping. I was like, went into a little bit of a panic. I was like, oh no, oh no. First, I was like blaming social media. I'm like, what are these guys doing? Doesn't even make any sense. Just like go out and do some, you want to be vulnerable, take some fucking LSD and go live on Instagram.
Yeah.
I was tripping on the videos. They just seem to miss the mark. Yeah, I don't want to be rude, but it's kind of like well, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. It's like when people say, "Hey, my account is for God," and then I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm here for it. Give me some God shit," but there's no God shit. Or I'm here to help women. Okay, I'm here for it. Give me some help women shit. But there's none, and I was tripping a little. I was tripping.
Yeah.
Did you know what videos I'm talking about?
I do. I was there when they were shooting them.
Do
Not
you agree
street.
with me, or do
So,
you think I'm just being too harsh and I'm off base and they're young men and
uh, I don't know if like vulnerability in a sense of like I want my social media platform to show my vulnerable side of things, or if he's just saying in that interview because the interview is asking them very specific questions on, you know, what this and that does to you, right? And he's like, well, I'm trying to be more vulnerable and whatnot. So maybe in his life he's trying to be more vulnerable, but I don't know. I haven't really listened to the whole thing on street side, but I did listen to Dallin side of things. You know, the interview, they're asking them questions. The platform is asking them questions to help like promote that the platform that they're using, which is like a posting company that does like
I knew it. I
you know,
knew it. I knew it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
now I mean, I believe Street. You know, I haven't really Dallins isn't as directed to that as Streets is, but I do believe Street.
Dallin
I
says
think
some weird
he's
shit like he's referring to himself as a brand. It's like, no, dude, you're a man of God. We already know that. Don't refer to yourself. You're not a brand. You're a boy. You're a boy with the crazy physical body that works hard, and you're a man of God. Like these are and you're not a brand. I don't know.
yeah. What I think
I'm
like
tripping. I'm tripping.
at
If you
at
want to
what
be vulnerable, come on this show. I'll ask you like who touched you that made you want to push that you're running when you were a little boy that makes you now do CrossFit and hang out in the pain cave. We'll get to it.
yeah,
We'll get to it, baby. We'll get to it.
yeah. You know, oh, man, I mean vulnerable man. I like I think being vulnerable is like, kind of like what you mentioned, but instead of going on public air, just like sit down on the beach and just like deal with your emotions and deal with the things that you're thinking about in your mind, and see if when you come out the other side of it, if you can be like a step closer to that vulnerability.
I all let me give Dallin some love too. I don't know Street's material at all. That was like one of the first videos I've ever seen of Street. The only I know that my homeboy Andrew Hiller is friends with him and really likes him, and I know
Yeah, Street's
that
a super good dude.
he used to put it to Miss David's daughter. But other than that, I don't know him so good, or of him. But Dallin walks the walk. He has he's got a little bit of that young rich Froning in him, where like if you saw him come out of a brothel, you wouldn't think he was in there fucking chicks. You would think he was like trying to save someone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
nothing
I
seems
like
like it could stick to him. He don't got to do anything else. Just keep doing him.
100%. Yeah. And you know what? Like you just described his brand. Like that's what that is. And Dallin, I think when Dallin is saying like his brand, like
Mhm.
that's it right there. It's just like a young Froning, and he's going in to save the world.
Yeah. All right. Johnny was I didn't even know Street was a brute athlete.
So Street wasn't a brute athlete when he was competing. I'm really not 100% sure his story of like who's coaching him. I know he was proven for his last like season, but we're actually teaming up with Street to release a training program, or a reboot of our brute body program that used to be headlined by Brooke Ents back in the day.
Two amazing bodies.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say so.
You ever seen
That's
Brooke
the see.
Entz's mom?
That's
You
a
ever seen
type.
Brooke
That's
Entz's
the type
mom?
of. I haven't. No. Yeah.
Dispel any steroid rumors instantaneously. I saw there was this video where her mom flexes her arm in the kitchen. Her arm is crazy. Crazy. It's just genetic. You know what I mean? Just genetic.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
mean, and hard work, but you know what I mean. But there's a response factor there. I hate it when people accuse her of being on roids, and then I saw her mom partially naked, and I was like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you saw her mom partially naked. Was this
In the
like in
kitchen, you
person, or are
know,
we just talking about
no, just on
your
a video.
kitchen, or?
No, not my kitchen. She can come to my kitchen. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing her mom partially naked. I have to be careful. Last time I talked about Brooks, she called me and had to slap me around a little. But I don't think I've said anything bad yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
so the release of the body program with reboot with Street Horner.
yep. Yeah. I'm actually, you know what, man? I'm excited. So here's the thing that I liked about Street was the way he was describing how he trains right now versus how he trained, when he was competing. Was, you know, he's like, guys, I understand. I look like this. I did like 10 years of working out for 5+ hours a day to try to be as fit as I could possibly be. It's like I realize that now at my stage, I don't need to be doing 5 hours a day to keep my physique, but I can at least show you guys that these things can be done without training 5 hours a day. You just have to be consistent with this, which obviously, like everyone knows that thing. But he mentions things like, you don't need to be snatching, right? You could do dumbbell snatches. You can bring an object from ground to overhead. We can say, yeah, that looks like a snatch, but in order to get that like physique that Street has, or even Brooke has, it's like it doesn't take building up to a 1 rep max snatch. Um, so yeah, it's cool to hear him say things like that. And I don't think he realizes it when he's saying those things. It's like, oh, that's actually that's good content for people to hear.
He did. There was something else in there about about when you post on Instagram, feeling like every lift has to be a PR or some shit. I can't really. I mean, I guess I mean, I can't really relate to that. I mean, obviously, I don't want to post anything stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes me look like a ding dong. It is our own personal people magazines, each of our accounts.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just thought I would give that feedback. That I'd like to see people just do more. Like if you're Like if you say you're going to do stuff for women, then start a series where you're like teaching a class with 12-year-old girls to do CrossFit, and then every once in a while chirp in there about some values you have. You know what I mean? Count to 1,000 before you send a naked picture to your boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like offer him some practical fucking advice. As opposed to just like, here I am. You know what I mean? Just like, or like every time James is on, comes on a podcast, I'd like to hear him start with like, I'm going to read you 30 seconds out of the Bible. My homeboy God wanted me to say that. You know what I mean? Like,
just I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Or Street Horner to come on and like show like the side of his shaft and be like, look, I'm being vulnerable. Pull down his pants and show his shaft. Or the first time I kissed Catcher and I want to tell you something. And I'd be like, oh, I'm listening.
Yeah. I think we're just like, we're people just trying to figure ourselves out. As soon as we think we know who we are, like we get shocked and we're just like, whoa, who am I? What do I want? Like what makes me happy? It's just like a revolving like a merry-go-round. Every time it goes around though, it's like a different scene. You're not just stuck in a theme park, you know.
Andrew Hiller, but Street Horner's had that body since he was 15.
You goddamn right. Yeah. Now when he was 15 compared to what it is now, or even like, let's say when he was competing at the highest level of competing, you know, I would guess at that point in time it's probably obviously like weighed more. You know, his muscles were probably what would look like more full, more dense. Now he just looks like, you know, like functional fitness. You know, he just lives like functional fitness. He's not living to compete.
John Chapman, does Matt wear those glasses in case he gets a reflection from his teeth and it blinds his eyes? Those teeth are white. Are those to protect your eyes?
Dude, I like this Chapman guy already. You know what's funny, man, is like I like we have options. People that wear glasses, it's like, do I put contacts on this morning or do I put sunglasses on that have prescription? And it's like, how lazy do I want to be, and like how much time do I got this morning? And that's where we're at. You know, it's like
I have 50 pair of glasses, all prescription, and 42 of them are sunglasses. So I feel you. I fucking feel you. And I love my sunglass prescriptions.
Dude, it's about, you never lose them. It's like, I need them at all. The worst though is when you get stuck inside and you're the only schmuck wearing sunglasses inside and you're like, I can't, like, they got to stay on. I know. Like, I would be the guy making fun of the guy.
Hey, if your girlfriend's hot as fuck, you can wear sunglasses indoors.
Yeah, I'd say. I think
that's one of the benefits of having a hot girlfriend that people don't talk about. Can wear shit inside out.
Yeah. Dude, the biggest thing is if you have a hot girlfriend, you're allowed to have a mustache. And it's not creepy.
Yeah.
Like I think you can actually, it makes more sense to have a mustache when you're with someone than it is to have a mustache when you're single. It's like one version is, well, both of them. You're gonna keep good looking girls from talking to you. So it serves you know, one good purpose, and the other one is just only serves you.
Right. I like that. Good. That's a 2-page book on the mustache. I do want to say this. I do agree with this. Sunlight's good for your eyes. Ditch the sunglasses. I have no idea if this is true, but I heard that when sun hits your eyes, I'm not talking about like looking directly into the sun, but it signals your body, induces some sort of mechanism that is important. So I do actually do that. Try to do that. Like if I'm at the beach, yesterday I was at the beach for like 3 hours playing Frisbee with my kids, and I take my sunglasses off and I just like, all right, suck it up, Buttercup. Take some sun.
You know what I wonder is, I've heard the same thing before, is how long do you have to do that for? Like how long of your life you have to do that for? Because when I was a kid, all of my outdoor sports up until when I was 21, I couldn't wear sunglasses. It was just outside all the time. You know, my eyes burn from the sun, whatever the case may be. It's like now, man, my eyes are so sensitive. It's like, you know, like when is enough? You know, I can't walk around this outside I mean, I'm about to go golfing here in a second. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Just like squint at the ball because it's so bright, the contrast of the white up against the green. It's like, let me just be comfortable. Wear
I didn't
sunglasses.
wear sunglasses until I was in my 30s.
There you go.
I remember the very first. You want to know? Is a crazy story. The very first time I ever wore sunglasses, I was probably 35 years old, and I was at the Four Seasons in Arizona, and there were like only 6 employees at CrossFit or something like that, and we had a meeting in the morning in some room Greg had rented, like not like a hotel room, but you know what I mean, like a meeting room. And I'd been
So
up
you're wearing
drinking.
sunglasses inside?
Dude, I had been up at the bar drinking all night the night before. I was so sick. It was like my first work meeting ever in my life.
Yes.
And and I asked someone if I could borrow their sunglasses, and I wore I was the only fucking idiot indoors wearing sunglasses. But dude, it saved me. And people kept going, "Why are you wearing sunglasses?" I was like, "I don't know." But I had never worn sunglasses ever. That was the first time. I was addicted after that.
Man, I was 35. It was not too long ago, huh?
Mm-mm. Oh, for me, it was a long time ago, 16 years ago. I'm 50, 60, 51. How old are you?
35.
Oh.
Look at
The other day I text you about I was hearing all sorts of changes that were going to occur at Brute, like or occurring. Can I just rattle them off to you?
that. Yeah. Go ahead.
I heard that I didn't hear any. Let me start with these two. I didn't hear anything about Fee Sagafi, the 2023 one of the fittest women in the world in 2023, went to the CrossFit Games training out of Brute. Amazing woman. Probably one of the best talkers out of the Brute camp too. Genuine, happy. And then Dallin Pepper, heard nothing about him. No rumors about him. Then I heard that Emma and Dom were traveling to Christianville to do the 2024 season.
Are you asking me a question, or are you?
Sorry. Yeah. So that's what. So yeah. That's the first question. So are they going to Christianville, Tennessee? Emma and Dom.
So Emma was she was traveling. I think. Oh, I know. Okay. I know I do it. So Olivia
Emma
Solik.
Carey, the girl, she's like got great potential. She's probably
Yeah.
going to win the
Oh,
game
okay. I
some
do
year.
remember.
She has to be kept away from Danielle Brandon, or else they'll scrap. Good and evil will scrap.
Olivia Solik actually moved up to college in Florida somewhere for what you're mentioning, this like Christian school. And then Emma is like her best friend, so she helped her move up there. From there, Emma went over to Europe, and she's been in Europe for like 2.5, 3 weeks now, traveling around Europe.
That's fun.
Yeah, and that's something that I was actually super excited for her to go do. It's her first European trip. Besides that, I mean, Emma comes back tomorrow. She arrives back tomorrow, and then normal stuff from there. We start training officially for everybody
Christianville
on
was supposed to
Monday.
be a joke about Cookville. Christianville was supposed to be a joke about Cookville.
Yeah. So, no, false, I guess, is what I would say about that. Coach Dom.
How do those rumors start? Do you even know? Like, I'm not. I had two or three pretty good. I wouldn't say they're good sources, but I didn't make it up. I wasn't like if I told you, "Hey, I heard Danielle Brandon was pregnant," I'm making that up. That's how I'm fishing.
Yeah,
I've heard no rumors. She's not pregnant, is she?
No. When Dom finished up at the CrossFit Games, this is the story that Dom shared with me. As he was walking back to the campground, a couple people from the Cookville camp reached out to him and heard that he was going his separate ways from Brute. And what people don't know is that Dom and I spoke months ago about his own personal goals and how they align with his work goals. And one of those things was he wanted to break away from Brute, and so I was there to support it. From there, Dom did his research on Mayhem. Now, obviously, Christianville, I agree, and that is essentially that's a big part of Dom's life. I couldn't.
Christianity. So maybe he's valued. He wants to be more work where he's surrounded by people of those values.
Yeah, and I think like everything, like, so he was offered a position over there, and part of that offering was being
Poach
able to
Emma.
work
Poach
with,
Emma. Poach Emma.
no, being no, but being able to work with their mission group over there. And so
Oh.
I was like, look, Brute does not have that. You know, we don't offer that. And so that's something that's very tough to compete with. So, you know, Dom's exploring his options over there and seeing if it's going to be a good fit.
Okay. Good. Wow. You're good. That's nice, Mr. Torres. It's so much nicer when you say it as opposed to me and my friends just like sitting around on text, just like, oh my God.
This motherfucker, I swear.
Okay.
You would think he was back there, now he's over there. Fuck, can't trust him.
Yeah. Instead, you're like, yeah, this is we're very supportive. Everyone needs to grow. This is exciting times for everyone. And hey, is Emma traveling in Europe by herself?
No, she's with her parents.
Oh, good. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been in Iceland for the last week, I think, or week and a half. Wow.
Training with those girls, or just like exploring waterfalls and tourist attractions?
I think it's more so that they did like I think they flew into Iceland, maybe it was some sort of cruise that kind of like went up the coast of it, and they popped them up, like, you know, let them off for a day or two over here and then came back on. I mean, if knowing her family, if they had an option to get time to get over there, I'm sure they jumped into the gym, and, you know, if nothing else, you know, did an hour workout.
Carolyn Morris, this is good because this chick slaps me around sometimes when I get out of hand. Like this chick like throws holy water around. I don't know how she does it. I love the openness. It's not even that he's open. It's just that he's chill. He's able to just express things in this way that lacks the drama and excitement of a car crash that I'm always kind of looking for. She's just like, no, it's good. The airbag's deployed. Everything's fine. We're good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
What's funny is when you asked me, I think last week or so, to come on, I was like, man, I would want to, but I just would have been obnoxiously boring. You know, it would have been just like, it's like bouncing a basketball and just like nothing's changing. It's just, it's going down, it's coming back up. But, you know, there's no.
You're great. You're great on the show. You're a great guest. Never think you're boring. Ask Matt how he gets paid. Do you prefer Venmo or Zella, or do you prefer cash? Ask Matt how he gets paid.
How he gets paid.
Yeah. How do you like to get paid? You like to get paid with? I like cash.
Direct deposit.
Yeah.
That's always
Thank
that's always
you.
a good way.
Like my woman likes.
Yeah. Does anyone still get paid with checks? Like, is that still like a bi-weekly thing? Is just like they receive checks?
Pull your check out of your purse and.
Dude, when I see people paying for their groceries with checks, I'm just like, it brings me back to when I'm a kid. Mm-hmm. And I'm just in that clerk line. I'm looking at my mom like balance her checkbook and write a check. And I see it now. I'm like, how are people still? Do you know that you
I've
can
seen one in forever? When's the last time you've seen one? Well, my mom will still write me a check. I'll get to my computer desk sometimes and there'll be a check there. She's been doing cash lately, but sometimes there'll be a check there for like $500. Here's for your kids, like whatever lessons. I'm like, fuck yeah, mom. Fuck yeah.
I've the amount of times I've tried to explain to my parents the different apps to send money, it is the most frustrating thing. And they never pick up what I'm putting down. I'm like, look, you can use Zelle. You can use this app called Cash App. You can use Venmo. I'm like, look at these options. And they're like, well, let me just write you this check. I'm like, oh, okay. So I got to go to the bank now. Like, do I have time to be doing this? Half these banks, they don't even like, it's not even like a full working bank. There's one, maybe two people in there, and everything's ATMs. You know, the tough things in life.
I don't know how to use Zelle or Venmo or those things either, but and if someone does write me a check, my wife has this app on her phone where she takes a picture of the check and then the money shows up in my account, or like my wife gives me something to play with, give me a portion of it.
Yes.
Here's your play money. Go ahead. And then I don't even know how to get it out. I don't even have an ATM card anymore. Getting cash is hard for me. I have to sell something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I
I
mean?
know
Like
what you
sell old
mean.
computer or camera or something, and then I just put a big
You
old
look,
stack of cash in my room somewhere. Like I try to
you
keep it
just,
at $5,000, to be honest, in
yeah.
hungies.
I picture you like you need a little bit of cash to, take your wife out maybe for valet or something. So you're like looking around the house to put
Yeah,
like on
for valet, exactly. Good
Facebook
reason.
Marketplace,
Yeah.
and it's like,
No, I have
yeah,
a
let's just
guy.
get
I
rid of
have an
this.
Asian dude that I've been selling all my shit to for 10 years.
Like anything? Like he's just buying anything from you?
Yeah, anything. So like if I have like if I need some cash or something, let's say like my envelope of cash hidden in my closet, no one go in there.
Yeah.
I had to move it from my dresser to my closet because of my kids. And living with like 3 little boys is like living with 3 little criminals, 3 rats.
Yes.
And yeah, so then if I need cash to fill that up, I just call this dude and I just send him pictures of what I have, and then he comes to my house. He
What's
drives like 60 miles.
what's something in your office right now that you could sell for $20 to $50?
Oh, I only do big. I would sell like I have this Leica camera that I haven't used and some
Gotcha.
lenses that's probably worth like 15 grand that I'm always like, maybe I should sell. I haven't used it in years.
Hmm.
I got this
Yeah.
one lens that's like worth 10,000 on eBay.
Really?
But he probably would only give me 3 grand for it. You know what I mean? So that's like the thing.
How much money are you making off of it sitting down on the desk?
0. But I think I'm cool. But I think I'm cool as shit. You know what I mean? It's like Street Horner got muscles. I got this fucking lens.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm sure that lens helps you out in the bedroom with your wife too. I'm sure she's like,
No.
I've been walking past that lens all week, and I'll tell you what, I'm more
I got a
ready than
Hummer
you'll
because I
ever
own that
believe.
lens. Yeah. My wife doesn't even give a fuck about that stuff. My wife doesn't even require I shower.
Man,
Love.
that's good, man.
Okay,
No
let's move.
restrictions.
So we have 3. Are Dallin and Fee? What do Dallin and Fee have plans to stay at Brute?
Yeah, I actually Brute is actually going to be moving up to Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so it's about 5 hours away. Like legitimately, like from the furthest point south in Florida to about the furthest point north in Florida.
Okay.
And so Dallin and I went up to go visit the spot, which is we're going to be for the time being renting out a section of a gym that's pretty big gym, a place called CrossFit Tailwinds. The place is 4 times bigger than the place we have right now, so it's going to help a lot of things. But our plan is to move up there in about like December, January time.
So I heard that Danielle was going back to Justin Kotler, but the truth is she's going to Jacksonville. Now I see like where the confusion,
Justin
Kotler, Jacksonville. Okay.
Easily.
And I heard she was going north, east, northwest, but not that far.
Yeah, easily mistakable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's not moving back to
Vegas?
Sin City to Vegas?
To Vegas? No, I don't think she was a fan of that city, to be honest with you.
Who is? Who is? I think everyone who lives in Vegas has compromised. You've compromised.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been off the strip when I've been in there, and every time I go in there, you give me like 48 hours and I'm like sweating to get back home to something normal. So I've had a different experience than a lot of these people that live there, the athletes that's trained there. I mean, I think, Sarah Siggs
It's worse for
training there
them.
now.
If you're not filthy rich, Vegas sucks. Or a drug addict.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, those are the only 2 people having fun there. Filthy rich and drug addicts.
Well, I would argue too, even the hotels are probably having fun over there now.
Why? What's going on there?
I mean, did you hear all the things that are coming in there now? It's like Super Bowl this year, F1 this year. Like everything's happening over there this year. It's gonna be. They're starting to charge. There's no more free parking on the Vegas Strip anymore. Like you're getting charged for everything. I mean, the business of Vegas is a great business to be in.
You ever seen the haircut that the LA Raiders owner has?
Yeah, it looked like his dad's.
It's the something Davis. It's the worst haircut of any human being alive.
I
By far.
you can't say that we never had a bowl cut growing up.
Dude, it's worse than a bowl cut. I had a bowl cut, but I had like cool like hair.
Yeah,
Like
it reminds me of like if a monk were to get a haircut, it's like that's kind of like what it would be. It's just like right across, kind of like everything is just like edged perfectly. Yeah. You're about to pull up a picture. You doing it or what?
no, I was going to fuck it. I'm already wasted too much. I only have you for 14 minutes, and I know what you're doing. I just realized you're better than me.
And
You wanted small talk, so we can't, guys. I see. I was like, oh fuck, I'm getting fucking. This is why this guy's the best at what he does. Okay. Okay. So Daniel. So is Danielle Brandon moving to Jacksonville? Will she still be part of the BRUTE team?
yeah, as of right now, that's the plan.
Okay. Okay. But you can't see it. I mean, you only know what you know.
Correct. Yeah.
And do you think that if she did go to a different team, you and her would stay friends?
I think I think we're mature enough to do that.
Yeah.
If that were to ever happen.
Right.
You know, I mean, define friends. I feel like that's such a broad. Like a
Would you
broad
still
term,
date if she went to another team? Like she could
Say it
be.
again. You went in and out.
I went in and out. Hey, whose car are you sitting in right now?
It's mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The comments, man, the comments. Everyone thinks there's a fucking a detective over there in the comments. Everyone's like, ask him why he's in Danielle's car. Oh, that's an interesting car.
Oh no, the seat's down. I
Oh,
have
okay.
my golf clubs back there. It was we did a 5-hour trip to Jacksonville and had 2 dogs in here. I had to make it comfortable for the dogs.
Boy, that's a huge move for the whole team, for all your gym equipment, for that takes a lot of resources, money, time, effort.
Yeah, I mean, it's yes.
Why did you move?
Yes, but number one was cost. You know, if I'm asking a lot of these athletes, this was the number one foundational point of like the choice was if I'm asking these athletes, especially we're recruiting young athletes into, to come over to our camp, and their base rent around here is starting at $2,200 to like $2,600 a month. It's a large ask. A lot of these athletes, they come on, they're not making money, they're still getting support from their parents, and they're stretching out every single penny, And then obviously, like with that in consideration, it was like, what city is going to be best fit? And Jacksonville was like this reoccurring theme, and then just the cost of real estate around here in general. My goal is to get a building of our own, and we're talking about the difference of millions of dollars, not thousands of dollars, when considering purchasing a building. So it's with all that, it was also I want to stay in Florida as well. The water's there. It's actually the largest city in the United States per square mile. There's a downtown area, there's professional teams there, there's things to do, there's culture there. You can be out in the estates and the boondocks if you wanted to, which is 15 minutes away from the city. You can get city life if you want to. There's just a lot more options. When we're running our boot camps, there's an airport right there. It's like there's a lot more reason to move up there than there was to stay down here.
I'm typing an average cost of home in are houses expensive in Naples? The median, meaning half the homes are more and half the homes are less, is $795. Housing prices in 2023 up 9%. Thank you, California, for moving out to Florida. The median listing home per square foot was $428. Okay, yeah, okay. So it's expensive. And then let's do Jacksonville. The J's missing on my keyboard.
I know it is a pain in the ass to write out Jacksonville every time. I'll admit that.
Oh, half the price. 305. Oh, less than half. Wow.
Isn't that wild?
And less than 1% home increases 0.8 of 1%.
So there's a lot. there's a lot of growth that's about to happen in the city of Jacksonville as well. I forgot the owner of the Jaguars. I forget his name. Khan. Uh, the dude has like billions and billions getting moved into the city. Uh, and so I think the timing is absolutely perfect as well. There was a lot of money that was funneled into Naples, the last like 5 to 8 years, and a lot of people are getting, squeezed out of some of their investments. So now they're starting to make that trip up to Jacksonville. And so if we can get there at the right time, if I can find a home up there at the right time, then I think it'll all work out well. That's putting me in thought, but in all reality, my goal is to have Brute HQ. We're releasing our new brand.
I know it's Dallin Pepper. The brand Dallin Pepper.
This month.
It's a salt and pepper shaker, Dallin Pepper.
Yes, dude. Like when you see Brute within like September, like from the entirety of the rest of this year, it's a complete rehaul, just like flipping everything over, just like washing it completely clean and starting completely fresh. The red and the whites and like the mascots, the way that things are, the way that we talk, the way that community, like everything is getting redone. And so it's something that we're really excited about. And the company that helped us with the rebrand is the same company that helped with Rad's branding as well. Just to give you perspective of the angle that we're going to be coming from in the CrossFit space is something that's going to be a little bit of a culture shock to the CrossFit space.
Oh, is there an unveiling?
Yeah, it'll start to roll out in September. Like we legitimately just got all of our our brand.
That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So tomorrow something's gonna happen?
Not tomorrow.
You're making me nervous the way you talk. You're not gonna are you gonna still call them thrusters?
Ooh, we're thinking about calling them squat push presses.
Thought leaders. Will there be any double talk? Will there anything be weird? Like, hey, it doesn't matter whether you call it a barbell or a GHD. It doesn't matter. We'll be like that. Like it doesn't matter if it's man or women or like no. You guys are gonna stick with like
yeah. Okay. The base will be the same. Okay. Think of like the opposite of mayhem. That would probably be the best description of it in the shortest amount of words to be used. Side note, have you seen the new Hard Knocks?
Wow, that's a really strong statement. The opposite of mayhem.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that would be an accurate statement too.
See that on the headline. Brute, the opposite of mayhem.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I need to ask you one question before you ask me a question. What about Mr. James Sprague? That's the and James and Nate Ackerman. What about those two guys? I'm only mentioning Nate so he doesn't feel left out. No one cares. He hasn't. For sure. Let's include him.
Well, we love Nate down here. Nate is like everyone's little brother down here. So Nate is Dom's athlete. So when Dom made the split, Nate went with Dom.
But Dom hasn't really made the split yet, has he?
Wherever Dom goes, Nate's going to be going. It's not. Okay. It's not like a brute thing. Like, there's a far less likelihood that Nate is going to be coming to Jacksonville, and in that same sense, there's a extremely less likelihood that Dom is coming to Jacksonville as well.
Okay.
Right.
And then James, these are scaring me. Like, look what people are writing. So Brute will be anti-American. You're not going to be anti-American, are you?
Oh yeah, I can see how Mayhem is anti-American. No, the way I see
no. Mayhem is like American, but when you said it's the opposite, someone said like, "What if you're anti-American?" I don't want you to be anti-American.
Oh my God, no. Who wants to be anti-American? Okay, we just what we're trying to do is we're trying to catch people's eyes in a different way that the CrossFit world has done so before. Like the way I see CrossFit is this, Mayhem, noble, like everything is just like, try hard, put your trust in the hands of God. Like I'm nothing against that. It's just like it's like, this is what it is. Red, white, and blue, like a bald eagle fucking
I think
flying
Noble's
across
more
the
like put your
screen.
hands in trust of the devil. My opinion.
Yeah. Well, I guess to me, it's like, that's boring. Like we live in a culture right now where it's like everyone has different thoughts and feels of what they think is cool and the way they think that fitness should be done. And if we could blend the two, where a blend of science, right, programming, what I do on a daily basis, and creativity and how we do things at Brute, it's like, how can we blend those two together, and what would that look like from a visual standpoint? And that's kind of what I mean. Like, is like, when you look at Mayhem, do you think, oh, like these people like are in tune with culture? Like, they go out and like, uh, they can, I don't know,
No,
like
I don't. I
culture,
don't. I don't think they're in tune with culture, like pop
like,
culture. No, I picture
yeah,
Rich Froning
yeah.
on a horse,
And
fighting
there's
bad
nothing,
guys, fighting
yeah,
bad guys. Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, that's
yeah,
exactly what I think Rich's brand is: on
yeah,
a horse fighting bad guys, and like
yeah,
an eagle on his shoulder.
yeah.
Um, you
That
know,
does some
we're
kicking ass too. Like he can send it out and it kicks
Yeah,
some
hell
ass too.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, we're just, like I said, we're just coming from a different angle. We're coming from an angle that hasn't been brought to this service of CrossFit and fitness, and it's something that we're really excited about.
Okay, I can't wait. You'll be on again. We'll get to the bottom of this. Okay, James Sprague and Nate. So Nate and Dom are a team. What about
Hmm.
Mr. Sprague? That's the giant guy that trains with
Yeah.
you. Yeah, the young kid.
Yeah. So James right now is actually in Washington. He's going to be in Washington until January. His lease finished like I don't know, August here. So he was like, screw it. I'm going to put everything in storage. I'm going to head out to Washington. He's out there with his girlfriend. This is like the longest he's been with his girlfriend, pretty much like ever, is August till like January or December. So right now he's basically doing like training away. But yeah, I mean, he's still with the crew. The goal is to get everyone to move down, or not to move down. The goal is just to get everyone to move into Jacksonville. James and his girlfriend have plans of their own, and we need to see if those plans will fit work plans. I'm not here to say whether or not, uh, you know, whatever they're going and talking about behind closed doors. I really don't know. But James wants to be in Jacksonville. James wants to be training with the crew, and we want the same thing for James as well.
If does the Brute crew have room, and if Jason Hopper wanted to come to Jacksonville, would he be welcome?
Uh, of course, like, we love Hopper. That's not the goal. That's not the plan, is to make Hopper come down. The good thing though is, like, from
But I'm just saying,
Jacksonville.
if he wanted to, is
Yeah,
Brute taking on more? Is Brute taking on more athletes? Was 5 too many? Are you purposely culling the herd? Are you excited? I'm not trying to be a dick to Nate or
mhm.
anyone, but are you excited that some people might be leaving so you could focus on the ones you have, or would you take more?
Yeah, me personally, I won't take on any more athletes.
You will or won't?
I will not. No,
Hmm.
but we will be having coaches move down to Jacksonville to take on more athletes. I would love it if we had 8 games athletes training in the same area, in the same gym, doing their own programming. But as for me, I won't be taking on any more athletes from this point moving forward.
So you're not demanding that Hopper move down, but he could.
Yeah, I mean, of course. Like, who wouldn't want Hopper joining their program?
I don't know.
But
He took 31st, dude.
yeah. I think in the day and age of this sport, 31st
He's good. He's still
is,
good. Still have faith in Jason
yeah,
Hopper. Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Okay.
dude's so good. I think there's, like, the
I
way I
wonder.
see Jason right now is like he's trying to figure out his best training scenario throughout the season. Because if you push down that hammer too soon, you know, maybe that you don't have enough juice left at the games, or if you don't do it enough, you don't really perform as you think you would, or there's so many other things that go into this sport that, like, from the outsider's perspective, is like, 31st, what a shitty guy, and it's like, whatever. Now, I also do think that, like, Jason doesn't need to explain to anybody why he did this and why he did that, and just realize like that's just the nature of the sport. You know, you have a bad week, you just come back a year later and you do it again. But you know, he'll have a lot of opportunities to prove to himself that he's still capable of doing these amazing things that he's done, even up to semifinals.
Matt Torres knows that he doesn't need to explain shit to anyone, and yet he's still kind enough to come on the show and answer questions and explain stuff to us. I appreciate it. You the man, dude. I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
Yeah, man. You're welcome, Savannah. Always great talking with you, man.
I'm excited I'm excited for your move.
Boy, I can't wait. It's gonna be a fun new season coming in, and there's so many things that we got coming up. I'm really excited for it all.
Last question: does James Sprague shed?
You know, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Like, he holds on to his hair pretty securely. I think he wants to keep all that.
Brother, enjoy. Summer's over. Can't wait for September launch of Brute 2.0, 3.0, 4.0.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Love you, Savannah.
All right, brother.
Take care, brother.
Love you too. Bye.